Hi guys, today's video is a Q&A with me, Mary.
So today's video is all about you, or rather what you want to know about me. So I asked you guys here on YouTube as well over at the gram, I asked you to send me your questions. What did you want to know? So today we are going through those with a little help from a glass of wine, because you know it's evening time here, and from Gary. So as with all of our Q&As, Gary is actually going to read the questions out. So please be kind if he mispronounces, because it can not only be names, it can be questions and words that we're going to talk about here today.
You saying I can't speak?
I'm saying you might not know what tretinoin is, dear.
Okay, first question, Mary, from Serianne Hughes, 692.
Okay.
Hi Mary, I would like to know how you got from Florida to Ireland.
Okay, fair enough. It's a long way around the globe. So, well, actually, well, kind of. I've gotten around a little bit. Okay, so I grew up in Florida. I was born there, and at 18, I moved to California for college, and I stayed. So after I finished college, I moved to San Francisco, lived there for many years, met an Irishman, married an Irishman, had a baby. And then in 2005, he was an options trader on the stock exchange in San Francisco. They closed down the stock exchange, moved everything to New York, so we were going to move. And it was just an easy move. I've always wanted to live on this side of the pond since I was a very little girl. So the decision to move to Dublin was an easy one. And we moved here in 2005. Now, coincidentally, we split up in about 2006, but I stayed here and I've been here now. This is my 20th year in Ireland and I love it.
Okay.
That's how.
That's how. Okay, next question's from Claire Bear, 22185.
Claire Bear.
Claire Bear, do you miss America and what's your favourite thing about Ireland?
Do I miss America? I miss people and I miss things. I miss my family, all my friends. I don't really have any family here aside from my babies. So I miss my family and I miss things like Mexican food. I miss the choice that there is in the US and I miss loads of things, but I don't want to move back. I will never move back. I love living in Europe. I love being on this side of the pond. As for what I love about Ireland, there are many things. First of all, it's just old as shit. I really like old stuff. Architecture, cobblestone streets. I mean, there's just so much history. It's just a beautiful place to look around. I don't necessarily love the weather, but I've come to terms with that. And I love the access to the continent. I mean, you are 2 hours away from so many different cultures. So the positioning and the people, they're funny. There's a great sense of humor of the Irish. And they just have a lot of crack. The crack is the fun. There's a lightheartedness. There's just a lot of laugh. So it's just a great place to be. Good quality of life. Kids are happy.
And you have more family now.
And I do. My family's growing soon.
Okay. Oh, now people think you're pregnant.
No, not that kind of growing. I'm afraid the factory is closed. Oh God, can you imagine? No.
Okay. Next question is from the Salty Islander. Love that name. What do you do for your 9 to 5?
Okay, my day job, my regular job. I am an account director for a design and branding agency here in Dublin. So we work with businesses kind of all sizes to help them really figure out what makes them unique and how they get that out to the world. Right? So why would somebody come to you for something versus someone else? So that involves brand strategy, brand story, as well as sort of the visual side of things, logos. So packaging design, if it's a product that sits on a shelf, website design, all that kind of stuff. So I am not the creative. I sit in the middle between the creative team and our clients. So it's fun. So I work with clients every day. I work with creative people every day. It's just a fun thing to do. And I've been doing it for a very long time.
Are you not going to give the company a shout out, Mary?
Oh, and I'll tell you who the name of the company is. They're called New World. In fact, Gary is owner of New World, which is how we met. He's my boss. I know you don't believe that for a minute. Because is he really? Yeah. But yeah, technically he is my boss.
Yeah, we know there's only one boss here.
Yeah, we don't really.
Okay.
I don't really listen to him at all.
Speaking of not listening to Gary,
okay.
My new best friend Dottie Johnson,
Hi, Dot.
5812.
I know, Dot.
Does Gary ever get upset about the amount of money you spend on skincare? I suppose I can answer this.
I'm saying I can't answer this, and
Yeah.
it better be no.
Well, Dottie, I have no idea how much money Mary spends on skincare, so it's a mystery.
Yeah, sometimes it's meant to be. Now let's just all Gary, let's let the people know that this channel was not my idea, correct?
Okay.
Sorry?
Okay.
This channel was Gary's idea. So without skincare products to talk about, we would not have a channel. Own up to it, buddy. Own up.
Okay.
So yeah, he's probably, I would say that if he knew, he'd probably be ignored.
No, I don't get upset.
No.
I don't.
No, he actually doesn't.
Okay, this is from Jill Walsh.
Oh, Jill,
SF.
my buddy in San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco SF. There you go. Look at me.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what you eat. Examples of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm trying to eat better and need ideas.
Okay. I'm going to say the generic, I do my best. Try to eat whole foods, varied diet, all that good stuff. I've definitely upped my protein intake. You have to when you become a woman of a certain age. I try to do all the right things, but I like wine, as you can see, which I do tend to indulge in on the weekends. Those sort of quick fixes in the mornings. My favorite thing to eat is a slice of sourdough toast with smashed avocado and a huge heaping mound of cottage cheese, because it gives a lot of protein. And then I sprinkle a whole bunch of, what's that stuff called? Everything bagel seasoning. That's kind of a breakfast for me, or an overnight oats with fruits and nuts and seeds and peanut butter and all that kind of stuff. So, lunch is often a salad with a bunch of stuff in it, generally some sort of protein. And I think the thing is trying to vary the diet. I do lots of seeds and nuts and pulses, and I try to have lots of colorful things and whole foods. I love potatoes. I can't do the carb-free situation. It's just not happening. But I do try to limit it, and I just try to make sure that I use healthy carbs, and I use healthy fats, and I eat a lot of protein.
What you cook for dinners, Mary?
Well, except I don't really do any of that. Gary's the cook in the house. So dinners, he's a great cook. So we do lots of, pastas, and he makes the meanest chili on the planet. We do lots of stir fries and that kind of stuff. So we just try to use fresh ingredients. I like how I say we. I set the table and I do the dishes. Although I've kind of kicked that down to the teenager for the past few weeks because she needs a few chores. But generally, he's the cook. And his leftovers are often my lunch the next day. Thanks, Gare.
You're welcome. Okay, Shauna B1012. This might be a silly question. There are no silly questions, Shauna.
Good answer.
But do you think that women in the UK have a different standard of accepting aging with grace as opposed to women in the US? For instance, I think King Charles' wife and his sister, they both have aged gracefully, but never seem to try too hard as their counterparts in the US. I hope this isn't an offensive question, just curious.
Well, I'm not offended. Now, you're asking specifically about the UK. I don't live there. I'm in Ireland. And I'm trying to compare people with my age here versus people my age there. And I can tell you right now that loads of people here in Ireland are getting the tweakments, right? They're getting the Botox, the lips. It's really prevalent, and it's actually becoming more popular with the younger cohorts. So you see people just doing this stuff way too young here in Ireland. I don't know as much about the UK. I don't know. I know people are doing it. I'm not doing it. So I don't really talk about it a whole lot, but I'm hearing lots of buzz. People in the office even, I'm thinking about Profilo and all these sort of things. So it's definitely happening. I know that Hollywood amplifies things, and it mightn't be as amplified here in Ireland, but these places are busy. There are clinics on every corner in every town, so it's obviously on the up. I'm just choosing to not do that quite yet. I mean, like if my face really just, if the ass fell out of it and it was on the ground, we may be having a very different conversation about my future. But for the most part, it's not really for me, and I haven't really been involved with massive conversations about it. Did that answer it? I don't know. That was rambling.
Rambling a bit, but
I know, but it's what I do, I suppose.
We'll go on.
Thank you. Cheers.
Carla Harvey 2623. When are you going to share with us the ring and tell us about Gary's proposal to you, and have you set a date? Would be a fun and exciting video.
So is this something you would like to answer?
No.
Hell no. Although, can I just say, he answered that exact question today when we were talking to a client on the phone. So how did it happen? It happened in November. We flew down to London because we both have grown children that are living there and working there. We had just gotten off the tube and we were walking to the place that we stay when we're there, and we were literally walking right past the Shard. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Shard. It is this building, iconic building in London. Pretty much every television show you have probably ever seen and every movie it features. It's a serious, massive high-rise building that has restaurants and bars at the top. So he's like, let's pop in for a drink. So we did, up to the 50th floor or whatever it was. And so we got a little corner table in front of the most incredible view, and a little ring was presented. So that's how it happened. And it's funny because it was a super busy bar, but really, really dark. So nobody could see what was going on, which was great. So it was a very small little event for two. It was great. And then the ring.
The ring.
The ring. So the ring we actually had custom made. The stone is an aquamarine that belonged to my grandmother who died when I was very small. So we wanted to do something special with that, and we had this made from a jeweler here in Dublin. We knew exactly what we wanted, and it's perfect. It is kind of big. You don't really realize it until you see pictures of it, but it is perfection. It's this combination of heritage and family heirloom and connection to a grandmother that I don't really remember, and it's modern and something that I look forward to wearing every day.
Give them a close-up, Mary.
Okay. Well, I figured you put a photo in, or will we do a B-roll?
No, hold it up there close.
Okay. So
turn, get there. Now, a little bit closer. You can go closer,
Can
Mary.
I go close?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There you go. Turn it a little bit.
All right, I'll take it off. I'll do it this way. All right. So I'm taking it off. Can you see?
Okay.
I don't know. Do you need to put my hand up?
No. It's fine. Yeah. Okay.
So I absolutely love it. So it's this big old thing. So the question is when. We're getting married in May. The only reason it's probably not sooner is because you legally have to leave 3 months between applying for a license and getting married. We tried to do it in Christmas actually, but we couldn't. It'd be fast.
Okay, we're going on to skincare questions.
Oh yeah, so that first block I kind of put together as the questions you asked about me, and I have to say I was surprised there weren't more. This is the next section. We've sort of talking about me and the skincare stuff that relates to me. That's what these next bits of questions are.
I apologize in advance to Bus Ulaliga. Sorry. First question is, what's your favorite product for double cleansing?
Okay, 2 product types that are my favorite. One is a balm and one is a cream cleanser. I find oils are a bit messy. I love a balm. It gets in there. It gets everything out. And then I just prefer a cream cleanser because I find them more hydrating for my skin. That's just because of my own skin type. I'm not a fan of the foaming cleansers. So those are the 2 that I prefer to use the most. For the balms right now, I'm using Doctrine and one by True Botanicals. And then my cream cleanser, I'm using my all-time favorite from S, as well as La Roche-Posay. I think it's the Tolerian Dermo Cleanser. And those are the ones I'm using the most.
And the second question from her is, do you use tretinoin and retinol or just retinol?
Okay, just retinol. I gave up on the tretinoin. I used to use just tret, and now I'm just using retinaldehyde. I know a lot of people who use both. They might do 2 nights of tret a week, and then they might do 4 or 5 of the retinaldehyde. And I don't. I just don't. You could. Personally, I'm just preferring the same retinaldehyde, which I use 6 days a week.
The next question from Paula M6182. Hi Mary, I've noticed you only buy high-end skincare. Do you or have you tried any cheaper brands, e.g. The Ordinary?
Oh yeah, of course. I know it might seem like they're all expensive, but they're really not. And in fact, I use The Ordinary. I have a couple of here, in fact. One that I've been trying from them that's just really interesting is the argireline. This is a peptide that's designed to help sort of relax the muscles. They say it's a Botox effect. It is not, but it's the same idea. And this is great. I'm making my way through it. It's quite interesting. And I have a sort of a soothing serum here too. I like The Ordinary. The only thing about The Ordinary is that you have to know exactly what products, they're singular product. But I really prefer multi-ingredient products so you can use less of them, which is why I love my Allies of Skin, because they pack so much into it. But there are tons of affordable brands that I absolutely adore. Naturium, it shocks me how good their products are and the price point. Really, really mind-blowing. Bioma, their hydrating serum is one of my favorite serums of all time, regardless of price point. Prequel, which is an American brand developed by dermatologist Sam Ellis. It's phenomenal and it's super cheap. Now, all of those products I know you can get at Target. I don't know where you're living, where you're asking me this question. There are loads of affordable ones. There's Geek and Gorgeous, which I'm pretty sure is Hungarian. There are tons of really good, effective skincare brands. But I like to tinker with a lot, and I like complex formulations. That's why I tend to lead towards some of the more expensive ones. But oh no, I have both in my routine, both that I use regularly.
Okay, next question from Melissa Villas 5411. Latest supplement routine.
Well, I'm a little lazy at the moment. Christmas really did a number on me. I got out of all of my good habits during Christmas. So the only things I've been taking super religiously were collagen peptides and omega-3s. But I need to place a new order only because I'm out of a bunch of stuff. So I need my K2D3s, I need my hyaluronic acid, my CERT6. I'm actually going to introduce creatine From what I understand, I now need to get that in. So those are going to be my regulars. And I have to place an order. In fact, I was on the website today trying to do that. So I buy most of mine from Do Not Age, as y'all probably know. So I just need to refill. But that's the bulk of what I'm doing on a regular basis, or should be as soon as I've refilled the stock.
She also wants to know your weekly use of skincare devices.
Again, I have fallen out of habits. I have 2 that I'm using religiously that I have been using religiously for months. LED, as you know, is just 6 days a week. That's all there is to it. And my Zip. I am using my Zip every other day. But there are other things that I should be using that I need to get back into the habit of using. I haven't done microneedling in probably 5 months, 6 months. So I need to get back into that. So there's some other things that I intend to do. I just haven't made the time for them yet. But microcurrent, LED, 100%.
And a final question from her: budget versus high price skincare products, your recommendation.
Okay, I think I just sort of answered that. I like them both. I really love a complex formulation, which usually skews expensive. It's just the way it goes. But you don't have to. Like I said, Naturium, incredible. There are all these other incredible brands that offer really good, effective skincare. So it's both. I don't have to choose. Yay.
Okay, next question from Peep Fairy. Hi Mary, I hate to waste products and tend to mix things together to use up. Unfortunately, this often leads to my foundation pilling. Any tips on fixing this without starting again, or advice on mixing generally?
Okay, do I have any tips for fixing it? No. And it has ruined many a morning for me. I swear I cannot tell you how upsetting it is when you've laid down all the beautiful skincare and then you put something on and it starts to pill. It is the pits. No, I have to start all over. So if any of you listeners here have a better solution, please share with all of us. I want to know. As for advice to stop it from happening, I only introduce new products one at a time, because then I know when I add something in what the culprit is. So I don't tend to do a whole bunch of new things in one go. You don't know if your skin's going to react to it and whatnot. So just add one thing at a time. Now, you may not always be able to identify what that one thing doesn't like in your routine, but I would just take it out of the routine. If I'm pilling, it's out. That's just my general rule of thumb. And then you can find other purposes for it. I always repurpose my stuff. I have some things that I take out of the face and I put on the body, or things that go into my shower. I've had cleansers that didn't work out that became great body washes. So I will never waste a product. I will either use it or I will share it with somebody that's better suited for it. But I don't throw things out. There's always another way to repurpose. I hope that helps.
Next question from Eva Jaskulska. Okay, that's so wrong.
Nicely done, though. Good attempt.
Jaskulska? Okay, sorry, Eva. Have you had the opportunity to try any Skin Rocks or Medicate products? Medicate products? Okay. If so, what are your thoughts on them?
Okay, Skin Rocks. No, I haven't tried it yet, and I'm dying to, so it's on the list. And just so y'all know, there's always a list of things I need to try, but I only have one face. So it's Carolyn Hirons. Of course I'm going to try them. I just haven't done so yet. And I'd love to know if you have. What are your favorite products? If any of you guys have tried Skin Rocks, please tell me, what's the first thing I should get? Or what's the first 2 things I should get and try? I'd appreciate that. And if you've had good experiences or bad, why don't you also share that with us so we all hear? As for Medicate, I love Medicate. Now, I've only ever used the Crystal Retinol products, and they're fantastic. And they have such a huge range, and it's just something I haven't tinkered with yet. Part of that is the whole import thing. I think I have to pay to import it. But I loved their retinoids. I think they're fantastic, and I'd say a lot of their other products I would love.
Next question from Laura Wojtek, 8815. Have you tried estriol cream for the face? If so, where in the skincare routine should it go?
I haven't, but I want to. So I want to get the prescription stuff. I haven't figured out how to do that here in Ireland. No, but I want to. So it's going to be one of those things I need to watch the space. I've been hearing so much about it. I've been doing lots of research. There's some good indicators. I mean, sure, I'll try just about anything, won't I? So yes, it is my plan. I just need to figure out how to get it here. And as far as usage, I would be reading the instructions. I don't know. I don't know if this is one of those, it needs to be the first thing on your skin, or whether or not it matters. I would be looking at the individual products for recommendations on how to use it. And if anybody else, again, has had experiences with this, please tell us all, particularly if you live in Ireland. Tell me where I can buy it. That would be great. Okay.
Next question from Joe Wills, 1099. Hi Mary, look forward to the video. What devices are you currently using? Do you still use Jove's Blacken and Red Light Mask? How do you rate them?
Okay, sort of answered, but the Black and Pro is one of those ones I want to get back into because it worked for me. I did a video on it. I saw the results. It definitely reduced the darkness of my scars. So yeah, it's just one of these things I got out of the habit. Used to be, it's so easy to use. I mean, that thing takes all of 7 seconds to use. So if I just get into the habit of, I do that in the morning before the skincare, I'm done. It's easy peasy and it works. So I do rate that product. As for the LED, I've already answered it. I love it. I use it every day.
Question from Kate MacDonald, 5897. Are you still using your back sleeping pillow?
Can you answer that?
Yes, she is.
I am mildly obsessed with my Sleep and Glow All a Pillow.
I'm not mad about it.
I don't care if you like it. I don't care. I love it, and I don't sleep well without it. I wish that it was somehow foldable, that I could take it with me everywhere. Yeah, I use it every single day, and I don't sleep great without it.
I'm surprised you don't take it with you everywhere.
I try, but it would take up half the suitcase. I know. Maybe, yeah, anyway.
Right, moving on.
I'm working on it.
Moving.
Okay.
Laurie Coyle, 5755, asks, I keep hearing great things about castor oil and just purchases to hopefully help with thickening eyelashes. Have you tried it for anything?
No. Also on the list. And some of my friends...
Do not put that in a car. Is that not for an engine?
Castor... Oh my God, you're such a boy. No, and I want to. So a number of my friends, some of them here on YouTube with channels, absolutely love it and have seen incredible results. So, and not even just for hair and for eyelashes, and some of them not as much for that, but for other things. So it's just one of those things I keep forgetting to buy and then figuring out how I'm going to build that into the routine. So I hear it has incredible benefits for the skin if you have really, really dry skin. So no, not yet, but watch the space. At some stage, it's going to make it into a video. I promise. At some stage, I will try it out and I will see how it works. Sorry.
Also from Laurie, I know you're a cereal mister, and now I am too. Do you have a favourite? I just purchased Claw de Lis Grape Water. Very nice.
I know the one. There are two that I'm using right... Yeah, I'm a cereal mister. I just love that stuff. And there are two that I'm using right now. They're actually here. One is my Sama. This is the green Rooibos AOS Atomizer. This is an antioxidant mist. I freaking love this. And I love the size of it. And it's just fabulous. I use it all the time. It just sits here. And a new obsession is Josh Rosebrook. This is one of those, why didn't I try it sooner? And everybody told me I needed to try it. Everybody and their dog was like, dude, have you tried the Josh Rosebrook? No. Well, yes. It is the nicest mist I have ever seen in my whole life. Like, it's just, it's like, it's literally like a kiss. It's a kiss on your skin. Josh Rosebrook, I love you. And yeah, so this is called the Hydrating Accelerator. I just got another one of these. I love it. So yes, misting, 2 faves. Need them both all the time.
Next question from Rachel621. What are some alternatives to retinol that you would recommend? I can't use prescription or over-the-counter retinol cream due to sensitivity. I'm trying hyaluronic serum right now, but wondering, is there anything else to try?
Yeah, that's tough. Actually, it's not tough. I know that retinoids are, particularly tretinoin is, they're the most researched in this field, but there are a lot of other things that you can use to get sort of the same benefits. Phytoretinols, which are more natural plant-based, are good alternatives like bakuchiol. There are so many products out there on the market containing bakuchiol that have good results. Now, they're not going to be as fast, but they should still give you some of the benefits. There are also peptides. There are lots and lots of peptides that can give you some of the same results that you're looking for. Like, some are designed specifically to build collagen. Some are designed specifically to relax wrinkles, sort of like the argireline that I was talking about here. So there are lots of different peptide formulations that should give you some of those same benefits without any of the irritation. There are also growth factor serum. There's one in particular by Allies of Skin that is a peptide and growth factor serum, and I used that for, I think it was a 3-month trial without any retinoids or anything else, and I saw incredible results in the condition of my skin, the reduction of wrinkles, the tone, and that was only using that product and I think one other product, which was a copper peptides, and that was it for 3 months, and it just did glorious things to my skin. It's expensive, I ain't gonna lie, but I didn't need to use any retinoids. So there are options.
Question from Laura Kuhn. Do you still do your own nails? They always look great.
Thanks, Laura. I do. So I use shellac when I'm traveling. If I'm going to be gone somewhere for more than a week because it stays in place. Otherwise, I use my Dazzle Dry. And don't look at my nails right now because I haven't done them. So Dazzle Dry is an at-home system that gets me about 7 days without a chip or without anything going wrong. But it acts like a regular polish. So you put it on like polish and you take it off like polish. And it dries in only 5 minutes. I don't actually know how it works. You don't need a lamp. You don't need to wrap the foil around the fingers to get it off. It is just a dream. It is my favorite, and I've experimented with a lot of different nail systems, and it's the one that I just keep going back to. The only downside is they don't ship outside the US. So my Irish and UK and other worldly friends, I always buy it when I go home, and occasionally I ship it here via a mail forwarding service. But it's just my favorite. The colors are incredible, and that's what I use. So thank you for noticing, except right now because they look awful. I just showed an engagement ring with crappy nails. I'm so embarrassed.
Forward planning,
Are you disappointed?
Mary,
Are you disappointed, Gary? Are you disappointed in me? Yeah.
Yes, I am. Next question from Desim23. Talk to me about not chickening out about microblading. 60 and sparse grey eyebrows here.
I wasn't chicken at all. I don't know.
Yes, you were.
Was I?
Yes.
Okay, Gary came with me to film it. So yeah, I'll put that video down below if you guys want to check it out. It's just so worth it. I don't even care. I've done it twice now, actually, in order to prolong it. It is the best thing ever if you don't have eyebrows. I'm just saying. They put numbing cream on. It's fine. It's not like a tattoo, which I also have. That's more painful. This actually kind of feels a little like scraping. It's fine. If you really want to transform your eyebrows, go and get it done. And I really hope you'll come back and thank me because it works a treat. Just do it. You can do it.
Just do it.
You can do it.
Okay, Kiwi14863 asks, what other ingredients can you safely use with copper peptides? For example, oxidants.
Okay.
Antioxidants.
Antioxidants. Okay, so this whole segment is when you guys were asking me actual technical questions or questions about products in particular, not relating to me. And I have to do the general disclaimer. I am not a dermatologist, a scientist, a chemist, an esthetician. I am in no way qualified to answer any of these questions. I can only tell you what I think, which is really any other person watching this is going to go, gosh, why is she giving out any advice? I'm not giving advice. I'm only telling you maybe the decisions that I make based on what I've learned. You asked me what you could use with copper peptides. I will tell you what I use with copper peptides. Okay, I think this big question stems from things like vitamin C. You can use it with antioxidants, absolutely. Vitamin C has been the big question about the copper peptides and sort of the variations in pH levels. I did a video last year with founder of Allies of Skin, Nick Travis, and we talked about this, how to pair things together in a routine. And he said that you can use, at least with his products, you can use copper peptides and vitamin C together as long as they're spaced apart by about 10 or 15 minutes. So that's what I do. So I use copper peptides in both my morning and my evening routine, and I use a vitamin C in either one of them. But I wait 15 minutes between them. So that enables me to put them in the same routine at the same time, just spaced out. And that's worked for me just fine. Now, I have heard that you're not supposed to use it with exfoliants, but I've also heard other people say it's fine. I've heard that you're not supposed to use it with retinoids, and other people have said it's fine. So again, I space out my retinoids, and I do use it with my retinoid. So personally, I'm using it in both routines with a little space for vitamin C, and that's just about it. But I personally would go and ask somebody else. I watch Alex Pageant over on Instagram. She is the owner of Educated Mess, and she's a genius. Then there's also, I think she's called Lab Muffin. These are both chemists. These guys are trained to tell you the answers to these questions, and I follow them and I look to them regularly for these sort of answers. So I hope that answers your question, but ask somebody else. I'm not giving any medical advice.
Okay, next question from HMagic9554. It's a long question.
Okay.
Hi Mary, what's the efficacy of products the longer they have been open? For example, vitamin C versus peptides versus acids versus humectants. I sometimes have products that have been open for months, but because I have a routine and some products are used either 2 times a week or maybe even once a week, I start to wonder if the product's efficacy still remains.
Again, this comes down to how they're formulated. Now, the only thing that I know is that generally vitamin C, if it's L-ascorbic acid, has a very short shelf life. You'll be lucky if you get 3 months. I don't really use L-ascorbic acid as much anymore. I tend to use a derivative. What I find is that each product, based on how it's formulated, will have a different shelf life. So look at the box when you buy it. Every box will generally say how long that product should last. Sometimes it's just one of those little, the little jar opening images that has 6, 9, 12, 18 months. And if you're lucky, the brand will actually put a use by date. I love those brands. Allies of Skin is one of them. They always have the use by date on the box. So that helps me to know how quickly I have to use something. But once you open it, I think that's your general question. I don't know the answer. See, what I look for is if there's a change in consistency, smell, color. And I try to use things up. I don't tend to have an open bottle sitting around for a year. I just don't. I try to open a bottle and use it, or I move it on. But I do understand, like, some things I use once a day, some things twice a week. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't tell you more. I'm not a chemist. Just before we move on, guys, if you're enjoying this video, I would love if you would give this video a like, just so that it reaches more people, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, you may continue.
God damn it! Subscribe! Subscribe!
Now! It's free!
Next question from Terry in the 54. Old dry skin, 3 easy steps for nighttime. Lotion or oils to use after cleansing.
Did you say super dry skin? Or no?
Old dry skin.
Old dry skin. Okay. 3 steps. You want 3 steps. Okay. There are a couple of different ways that you can do this. First is always going to be cleanse. You have to cleanse, and you have to double cleanse. If you're wearing sunscreen or makeup, you have to double cleanse. Okay? So cleanse is one. And then there are a few different ways this can go. If you're really dry, I would do a moisturize, and I would do an oil on top. That's really nice for hydrating, locking things in, really moistening the skin. Or you can do cleanse, and you can do a serum if you have particular things that you're trying to fight, like the signs of aging or discoloration or whatever. You can get a serum and then top that with a moisturizer. Or this may not work for super dry, but actually my friend does this in Las Vegas. Aging Naturally with Jody Lynn does this. She's here on YouTube too. So she does a cleanse, a serum, and an oil, and skips the moisturizer. All 3 of those, the cleanse you have to do is just figuring out what is best for your skin type, what you're trying to achieve. Is it just no more dryness, or are you trying to tackle some things? So those are the options. I would tinker around and see what works. There's nothing better when you wake up in the morning and your skin feels really nice and nourished and happy. We're going for happy skin. That's what I'm going for anyway.
Next question from Isabella in Italy. First trip to the US from Italy. What should I buy there that I cannot find here? Grazie.
Grazie. Oh, good for you. I'd love to know where you're going. Tell me down below. Where are you hitting? What cities are you hitting? Well, I guess it depends on what you can get in Italy. Of course, you have things there that we don't even have here. Like, I would say go to the biggest, nicest, newest Target you can find, and then there are incredible brands that you can just buy off the shelf. Prequel, I mentioned it earlier. This is the one that's created by dermatologist Sam Ellis. You can buy them in Target now. It's kind of new, and it's really, really exciting. Fantastic products for super cheap. Naturium is another one, because I don't know if you can get that in Italy. Their range is so good, their products are so good, and they are super affordable. Bioma, another one that I mentioned. Again, I know you can get it in Target, and affordable, excellent. See, I don't know, do you guys have a Sephora situation there? You can walk into any Sephora and get about 1 million things, or Ulta. Oh, another thing in Target is Dove hair products, their Bond Repair line. I'd be going for that for sure. Those are the things I know that you can just walk in and buy. Otherwise, for me, I buy everything online and I send it to my parents' house. You may not have that luxury. So if you're just looking around, Target's a really good bet, and Sephora. I hope that helps.
Next question from Joe Chris Sophia. What's the biggest difference to under eyes?
Oh, what's made the biggest difference to my under eyes? Actually, I texted back to get clarification on that. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you know, but this has been a disaster for me trying to fix this area after using a device that just dried the hell out of it. I have thrown everything at it, including the kitchen sink. And I have to say, this includes devices like LED, I think is just superb. But I think the thing that's mattered the most, that's made the biggest difference, is slugging every day, twice a day. I use under eye serums, I use lotions, I use creams. I use oils, I use everything. But I think the thing that's probably made the most difference is locking it all in. So I do my full skincare routine every evening, and just before bed, I put a bit of and I have it here, the Prequel. This is the ointment. You can use Vaseline. You can use, CeraVe has a version. I have these sprinkled all over the house. And I just put it right here under the eye. I do that twice a day. It's the first step in my makeup if I wear it, and it's the last step in my skincare. And it just locks everything in. I'd say that doing that consistently is probably what's made the biggest difference. I'm throwing everything at it, but I never don't do this. I just never don't do it. I don't have any one singular eye device. That there's a radio frequency eye device that I kind of want to try, but anyway, I'm not there yet. Sorry, you can go now.
I can go now.
You can go now.
Okay, last 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay, this one from Isabel's 12. What's the best heavy-duty moisturizer for very dry, sensitive skin?
So I have my favorites, right? I'm not sure what the world would say, but really severe dry skin, there are some that I absolutely love. Now, I'm going to start with the most expensive one because I can never not mention it. My Augustina Spotter, the Rich Cream. This is just, it is stupid expensive, but I keep buying it and I love it. And that's all I can say. This, when my skin is dry, irritated, it's got so many good things in here.
I must talk to Dottie about that.
I know. Shit. But I love it. But some of the ones that I think that are super affordable that just do an incredible job. One would be the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. This is incredible with that sort of dry, just chapped, just really unhappy skin. This is what I rely on very heavily when I do microneedling. Now, not straight after because the channels are open and you should never do that. But like a day or so later, this is all I will use for probably 3 days. And I just lather the shit out of my face and I put this all over. It is so good. It is so good. It's affordable. You can find it anywhere. The other thing that I discovered this year, and I just can't believe I didn't know about it sooner. This one is by Refer. And I mentioned this before. This is their, what do they call it? This is their Intense Hydration Cream 2.0, version 2.0. This stuff is thick and it is so hydrating. And if you can get this for like $19, I mean, it is incredible, incredible, incredible. The one that's been saving me this winter is Bloom Effects. You guys know how much I love this. Mwah, I love this. This is their Royal Tulip Nectar. And it is the strangest, goopiest kind of a consistency, but this is my last step in my skincare routine every single night this entire winter, and it has saved my skin. Now, I think this runs about 75 or 80 bucks, but I'm telling you, this has lasted me 10 months. I'm still not even done. I'd say by the time I finish this, it'll be a year that I have had this. It is one of the best investments for my skin, and I know it's designed specifically for those with sensitive skin. The founder of this company, Kim, she has incredibly problematic skin. One of the reasons why she invented this, and I'm telling you, this is like soothe, soothe, soothe. I love it. That's what I would say.
Next question from Borka1SA.
Hi, Borka. By the way, Borka's the one that sent me the Augustina Spotter.
Okay, you have a lot to answer for, Borka. How do you know if you need to use an exfoliant product? I use tretinoin every second day and I'm fine burr when I use glycolic acid. I see the peeling. Any advice? What language are you speaking?
She's speaking Mary. Leave her alone.
Speaking Mary, okay.
Okay, personally, and this is just for me, I would think anybody over the age of 40 probably needs to do a bit of exfoliating. I mean, you need to get those dead skin cells off. Now, maybe you're using a physical, like, cloth when you're cleansing your face, but you would, I don't know, you'd probably need to be using it a little too harshly for your actual skin to make that happen. There are lots of alternatives, and you could certainly do things a lot less frequently. Now, I do a glycolic because my skin's relatively robust, and I do that once, maybe twice a week, depending on how my skin is feeling. But you can use BHAs, which are much lighter than an AHA, so you could use like a salicylic acid, and you can even use them in cleansers as opposed to actually putting a serum on your face. You could use a salicylic cleanser that actually helps with that exfoliation. There are also PHAs that are even gentler again. So there are non-irritating exfoliants that have been designed specifically for problematic skin, so they do exist. So I would just do a bit of a search and we can talk offline if you want.
The final question from Snow is Fab.
Great name.
How many types of peptides are there What do they each do?
Oh, wow. Many, 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 many. And they all do different things. So I'm not a scientist. I am not a chemist. I know that there are certain peptides that signal, right? So they tell cells to go produce more collagen or elastin or whatever. Then there are things like there are carrier peptides that deliver essential minerals to the skin, sort of like copper peptides to help with collagen synthesis or wound healing. Then there are also sort of inhibitors, enzyme inhibitors that stop your body from doing certain things like degrading collagen. So my understanding is that there are loads. And I'm learning more every day, and that's about all I got for you. Okay, is that the last question?
That's the last question.
So that was it. So guys, I have no idea how long this video was. I hope it was interesting. I found it really interesting, and I love so much when you guys get in touch and you tell me what you're thinking and you ask me your questions, and I would love to do more of these, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and leave me some more comments. Did you enjoy this? Would you like to see more of this kind of stuff? Please do let me know, and don't forget to subscribe and like and share, right?
Right.
So, thanks so much, guys, for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Yay, Gary made an appearance. Hey, Zoe.
Yeah.
We're just about to start filming.
I just had a question.
Shoot, come on up. But then get out.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I mean, I am, but I'm not trying to be mean.
What time are we leaving?
But to 7:45. Okay?
Yeah.
I love how you're already in your jammies, but then you have to get out of your jammies.
I know.